Daily and weekly charts, bullish and bearish breaks for April the 3rd. Big market moves today. Obviously, everybody knows that. Let's take a look at what's going on there. Our futures chart on the close of Thursday before the holiday weekend. We were up here, sold off a little bit into the close, and this represents that move up. And then this morning we gapped down, and early on stayed sideways for a little bit, and then early on we just lost it. And it's a big sell-off. This little bounce into the close really is pretty much meaningless. We're going to fail right here, in my opinion, and head on down more. I kind of hope we might be going to have a little update today. I didn't really think the selling was over, but I thought maybe we might have another up day. But we did not. I was looking at a lot of stocks that were right on that spot to have a good move up at the close on Thursday. That did not happen, and you just have to adapt and change gears. And as I mentioned last week, this is not a place to be looking for swing trades. It's definitely still just a day trader's market. Definitely probably going down more. This was just the open gap down right here. We got that little bit of surge, and I mean that was 10 minutes. That was this little spot right here. From the open, it rolled over, sellage all through here into about 1 o'clock, and then it was just really drifted down, but it was mostly up and down, chopping around rest of the day. And I pretty much just kind of quit trading about 1 o'clock. And I quit looking about 2:30. Wasn't really looking for any kind of bounce at all. We did get that little surge into the close in about the last 20 minutes. Right in here, we went right back into the, I'm not even sure what that is. Let's go back to the daily to tell you. I think it's a 200 day. Oh, that's a trend line. I thought it was a horizontal line. That's a trend line off the bottom of the weekly right here. I'm not sure how accurate that is. I drew these on the weekly charts, and we touched all those today. SP 500 is the one that's really important. The Dow did go down and touch the 200 day. Did close above it. Revisited this low from February the 9th, and this is your 200 day value. Just put you an alert on that. More so for when it starts trying to get back through it after it loses it again tomorrow. This is the SP 500. This is what counts. This is a trend line on a weekly chart going way back 2 years or more. It's February 2016. This is the 50-week moving average. I'm not really worried about that. This trend line is what counts. We hit that today. It's about 25.80 is the current value of that. So we're closed about where it is, or maybe slightly above that trend line. It would be a miracle if we bounce. So my thinking is we're going to gap down in the morning. If we get a rally, this is where you're headed, right back into the bottom side of this trend line. 200 day at the best, and reject. If by some miracle we gap above this, this is support. It's possible that we could gap above the 200, come back, revisit it, go all the way to this trend line even, and then come back up. That can happen. I put that at about 5%. 95%, you're probably going to open right about here and sell off, or gap down and go back and revisit this early and sell off. We got some more downside here. It does appear for maybe some time to come, and I think we're going to spend a lot of time in this area for months to come. Right now it's a day trader's paradise. If you could trade them all, you could make a fortune. I'm not a computer, so I just pick me a few through the day. Caterpillar and Nvidia were my main trades today, and I got a pretty nice short on PM, just mainly because the market was selling so hard, and I said what hadn't sold so hard yet. and I went and found PM. I said, well, it's just really getting started, and I'd love to see a little bounce right here. And sure enough, it bounced about 50 cents and took it at this perfect spot and got a good dollar move out of that. Nice quiet trade. Caterpillar was the best trade I made today as far as long, easy trade. And then Nvidia was just a scalping machine back and forth. You just have to perfect timing in and out. I got in 2 or 3 times and made like $10 or $12. So I was getting in and getting the move, but just wasn't sustaining, and then finally got a pretty good move out of it to the downside later on. We'll go through these few lists and get done. It's our new shorter format video. You don't even need to watch the last 15 minutes. Those are tutorials on the recap sheets and the charts. If you need the tutorial on the charts or about what the graphs mean in the recap with the yellow and red and green lines on the watch list, go over to 9 minutes before the end of this video, and there's a complete tutorial about the recap grids and about the charts. That's the last part of the video. That's where you'll find the subscribe window, and right after that is where the tutorials are. It's the last 9 minutes of the video. If you're already familiar with that, you don't need to watch when you get to that point. And that's where this subscribe screen will appear right before the tutorial. Be sure to watch our new video series, Swing Trading Watch List, Calls in Action, with charts right off our STS Pivot System charting package. Many charts as they progress through the factors, and you'll be able to pick up on some trades many days ahead of what the bull and bear zone breaks show on the swing trade list. You'll see charts like this that triggered a short back on the 19th and gave this retracement alert that we traded today on the 21st with the price to re-enter the trade right on the chart, red zone retracement. You'll find out more about that right after the recap grids. We got a section there we're going to tell you about that. We'll get the bulls out of the way first. This is the weekly. There you go. Nothing. Daily bulls, the only thing you had here was Humana gapped up real big this morning, and then it sold off. Had to be news related. Got no idea what it was. Sold off pretty heavily there. $10 move back down, and then about a $5 bounce. The daily bears is going to be a huge list. There's 150 stocks on that. And the weekly bears, there's 38 stocks on that, so I'll let you get a good look at those. This is your net change for the day in this column. And of course, it's the first day of the week, so they all joined this today. This was the price that they triggered into my bear zone. This is the profit since the trigger. L and Y could have been a gap down there. Let's see here. No, it just sold off that much. From the time we triggered this one, $13 profit down to 18 for the day. You could just about pick whatever you wanted to today. A lot of these just getting started into this weekly bear. On the dailies, again, your net change is here. Like this stock here, 844 down for the day, but we don't put it into the bear zone until 244.09, $1.40 profit on that so far from that alert. You don't pretty much, this is one of those days that this list is not worth a whole lot to you because everything's in it. But we're going to continue to show the list, and when we get some consolidation in the future, we'll start getting some stocks breaking back up, or we'll get some consolidation and we'll get some stocks breaking down. Right now, you may or may not be chasing depending on the individual stock you're looking at. It's definitely still not a swing trader's market unless you're trying to go short and just trade with the market and ride them for 2 or 3 days. If that was the case, you probably got short early this morning. I would look, watch the markets is what we've been doing. on picking trades out or picking the direction. When this morning early, about before 10, the market kind of rolled over, started looking for shorts, and just traded a few accordingly. There were plenty more available than we traded. A couple of good calls in the room with some of the guys that are adapting the new charting system, and I'm real pleased with that. We got that product launched a couple of weeks ago, and got a lot of tutorial videos on out there how to read those charts. And right now I can say 100% of the people that tried it on a 7-day trial have signed up to keep it. It was a 7-day trial and then a setup fee after that, and everybody that tried it has decided to continue on using it. So it's a good charting system, keeps it simple. It's got 2 trades long and 2 trades short. It's run through NinjaTrader. You can do 100 symbols for about $72, I think, with Kinetic. You can do 200 symbols, I believe, for only $10 more. And if you got some other products, you can go over to our website and read about Ninja 8 charting package. It tells you about the different other possible data feeds you could have that'll be free. We're going to move this over to the recap sheet now. This is a bull recap. Not many here to look at. PVH had a big earnings day on Friday. Didn't sell off much today. Kind of held its own up there in that gap up area. So it could be worth continuing to watch. Be careful. And you got a few more here. They all had down days that are still up there though. Robbins Restoration, you came down pretty hard though. Got the 50-day. That actually is a pretty good one to put on a short watch for tomorrow. Not many things still staying in the bull zone here. As you can see, there's a few still laying up there. They had down days. They didn't continue up, and be hard for them to stay up there. Go look at the bears. As I was mentioning to you while you're reviewing these, there's various data plans that you can use free with Ninja. You do have to record and build up data. Something I did discover. We built a data feed indicator package. If you're interested, you can email. We'll send that over to you. And once you install that, it's there for you to build data on TD Ameritrade or whatever those other ones are that might actually build that database, and it's a way to test until you got enough data before you start the 7-day trial. What I did find out through the help of one of my friends that was ready to sign up for the package over the weekend, we did a test. They had TD Ameritrade. We took a Kinetic connection, which was mine, and hooked their computer up and downloaded. After hours, you can go back 180 days. Of course, we don't need 180 days. We need 200 bars on my factor system. I need 100 for actually using it, but we used 200 to build that history file out of. And we were able to download 400 files of data history in a couple of hours, and then they switched back over to TD Ameritrade today. And so we basically built their history from my Kinetic file, and then we recorded it, and then they switched right back to TD Ameritrade on the free account that they were supposed to build data on, and they had the data. They didn't have to wait. They instantly had the full charting package functioning immediately. So that was very, very nice. Good way to do that. And we'd have to do that on a work you in basis. But I went on Team Viewer and logged in under my Kinetic, helped them load some symbols in there, and we set it to load, and we just took a break and let it do what it does. And then in a little while, we kept coming back checking on it. We had downloaded 400 symbols of data, and you don't need that many. And on a smaller packages, you don't want to watch that many. You just need to find you a handful of stocks that you want to day trade if you're a day trader, And if you're swing trading, of course, you're going to watch the stocks that you want to swing trade and monitor what they're doing on our system, study our charts, how we tell you to trade it, how you tell you we read it, and work through those. I'm moving these down so you can pause this video and get a good look at all these stocks. These are 3 days in now. This is the 5-day recap. This was today. We already looked at it earlier. This was Thursday. This was the day before that. Next day and the next day. They've got where you have a hard time reading up here. It says day 2. Used to you could read it real good. TC 2000 made me switch over to the version 18, and so now it doesn't show as vividly. It's not as easy to see what we've got here, but that's 1 day ago, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, and 4 days ago. We're going to get you a good look at those lower lists too. These just continue on down. These are the strongest ones. Netflix is 3 days on the downside, but it hasn't really sold off yet. Netflix could have a huge amount of downside from here if it continues with the market. A lot of these stocks are sitting. I'll move this up where you can see the rest. A lot of these stocks are sitting on 150-day moving averages that they've always held, and they don't look like they're going to hold them. And keep in mind that this market is so heavily weighted by just a few stocks. 3 stocks actually control 10% of the S&P value. 3 stocks. Those 3 stocks actually have more value than the entire Russell put together. If you take then the top 10 stocks, they account for about 50% of the S&P. So as a few big stocks start selling, this averages are going to drop hard, and it's going to drag a lot of other stocks along with them. So you just got to focus in on your stocks when the turmoil gets over. Find the ones that you're interested in and be ready to trade them. And maybe our charting package could help you find those ahead of time. Right now we're just day trading. I'm not even looking for any kind of option swings. Those prices are so out of whack, I don't want to pay that premium. So when it settles in, I'll start looking at doing some multi-day option trading. Right now I'm not interested in trying to swing anything because I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring no more than anybody else does. Most likely though, after losing the 200-day, we're most likely tomorrow's going to bring more downside. But the volatility's priced so high that the options are just out of whack, and I'm not interested in taking those bigger chances and paying those kind of premiums. So we'll let it settle in, make money later. Right now day trading's working fine. That should give you a pretty good look at all that. Thank you for watching our videos. We're going to put out a calls in action video with just some intraday action. Some of our triggers on our charting package here in the next few minutes. Subscribe to our channel, follow us on Twitter and StockTwits. This video is being brought to you by STS Pivot System Charting Package for day traders, swing traders, and option traders. Easy to follow charts and scanners, trigger prices right on the charts, on the setups. We teach 2 trades long and 2 trades short. That's all. It's that simple. Just like you see on this chart, the trigger price for this trade was in the corner over here from this point on, with this price posted, not to take it up here, and it did not trigger, but it wasn't posted as a trigger anyway. Came back. This is a classic, beautiful setup. Breaks right here. 167.26 was our trigger price. And we developed these same lines where you can overlay them on your shorter term charts. This is a 2-minute. By not taking that trade early when it went up here to 167.11, you avoided this 30-something minute pause here. It's not quite 30, about 15 minutes. This was a 60-something cent pullback by waiting on our trigger price to get in the trade here. And we were predicting that trigger price. This didn't go green until this happened. you have that up arrow where we're showing the price to go long at, and as soon as it triggers, it immediately gives a go short because it's so close to flipping back over. So that's exactly where it occurred, was right here. And that is how simple that package is to use. Trigger prices right on your charts. Got a 7-day free trial offer, 10-day money back guarantee. Once you get this set up, it's $69 a month. And we're extending as a courtesy, if you take this package, full access to the website, including the trade room if you want to come in and out of there as well. It's not part of the charting package, but it's an offer we're letting you come in if you want to. And I mentioned this in a video about a week ago that we were going to do this. Any previous member to Day Trader Setups from day one ever paid $1 to us, this $69 fee is waived. You can come in and try the 7-day trial, no outlay of cash whatsoever. If you decide you want to go with this package, then you can sign up. Be sure to subscribe to our channel while you're here, and follow us on Twitter, and follow us on StockTwitch, and go over to daytradersetups.com, click on Ninja 8 Charting, and you can learn more about our STS Pivot System charting package. Thanks for watching. This is a tutorial on our recap sheet. What you will see here is this column here is the weekly list. It's at the beginning on the weekly bear and bull breaks, the daily bull breaks and bears, depending on which one we're looking at. And then you will have 5 days following. First day, second, third, fourth, fifth. So what's here today will be here tomorrow. We'll shift over to here, then to here, then to here. So you got 5 days you can go back and look. The price here, you got the bull zone trigger price, 36.80. This is the price of the profit since this alert. This is the net change on the stock for today. So tomorrow when this shifts over here, this number will be the same. Where we triggered it at, that number will stay in here for 4 days. The profit will be shown based on the current price of the stock in the day compared to this price on the alert. Like for instance on this stock, $3.48 profit from this break based on this close price, up 92 cents today. This number is the profit at the high since we alerted it. It's the most profitable it's been. It got up to $4.27 profit, pulled back, closed at $3.48. As you go on over, like this stock here, SMTC, this was the break. This is the profit so far since the first day, $5.61 4 days later, and at the peak it was $6.31 profit. That's what these columns mean. The next part you'll find is this yellow line. It represents what I'm going to show you over here in just a moment, momentum. It can be on a bull or a bear chart. And then trend stability, if it's green, it represents on the bulls, and the bears will show a red line for trend stability. The last part you'll want to know about, there's these check marks. They represent the bull zone as it progresses higher. Could be the same as yesterday. Down here, this could be the bull zone that's gotten higher and higher and higher as this stock went along, and it means it's still maintaining the bull zone levels. Even the new ones, it's staying above them. This is what the bear grid looks like. Looks the very same. Got the weekly, 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, 5 day. So you got a chance to see the stability of the trade. You know if it was up or down today after winning a bear zone the day before. The stability, the momentum, and the bear zone level with the check mark. In the video, we will take this page and we will slide these up and down so you have a chance to pause the video and see every single stock that's in the list. Then we'll move it up where you can see these items, and you can pause the video, and then you can see every single symbol in the list. You can go to your charts and look up what's going on. So that's what's in each one of these grids current day, day before, day before, day before, day before. So going back 4 days, you got your weekly there. And all this is right here is something I prepare for myself. I take this day, and this day, combine them into this watch list every day, and that's what I carry forward over to my scanners. And just a quick part about what we mean by these levels changing. This is the bull zone level that the check mark represents the stock staying above. But the bull zone level when this stock broke out was way down here. This was the first breakout. And then as it recalculated our bull zone, that's what the green check mark means, is it's maintaining momentum. The yellow line represents this line that is our minimum momentum indicator used on down or up trades. And then our bull zone levels where it first broke out. And that's all these mean. Trend stability. This is a line we use here, and we come in and we call it trend stability, and that's what this represents here. This line is solid green rather than dotted. It's something we look at on the lows of the day, not being low enough for us not to qualify it for trend stability. So that's all these columns mean. So you'll be able to refer to the strength of the stock, that is maintaining high enough lows to stay trend stable, what the profit is if you're staying above the bull zone. That's how you'll use this, and that's your tutorial on the grids. This is a mini tutorial on what the lines mean on my charts if you're a first-time viewer or been a while since you viewed. We're scanning on weekly and daily charts for my condition. When this green line is up, it's my bull zone, and when the red line is up, it's my bear zone. You need to be aware of support and resistance lines and what charts do at levels, and that's what these levels are for. Just quickly as I can do this, and we're going to put a video on YouTube getting more from your swing trading charts that'll be more detailed and look at more stocks, how they react to these lines. But the gist of what you see here is this is what I'm scanning for. And as you can see here, this showed up in the bear zone. It did go down for a few days, but these green lines are support. And that's why it fought for a few days, tried to bounce back up, headed back down again, came right back into the bull zone, bear zone, and continued on down. Now the lines, here's what they represent. A green line is a place that a stock went up to and rejected. So as this green line redrew itself every time we made highs right here, and then it stayed across here for reference points, continues the same line here for reference points. Resistance, when you get above it, becomes support. This green line was drawn way back in the history, and when this stock broke above this resistance level, when it came back down, it held it, it held it, it held it, it tested it and held it again and again. That was support. That's why I want you to be aware of what these lines mean, and you'll see them on my charts. And then the activity that stocks do, sometimes they go, that's my first target, that's my second target. Many times stocks go target 1, pull back a little, target 2, then they may pull all the way back to 1 and go again if they're continuing an uptrend. In this case, it did the pull back. This blue line is a 50-period moving average. This orange line is a 200. So that's what I want you to be aware of as well. And then I have a pivot system that consists of this blue line at the top, yellow line at the bottom, and my target 1 and target 2. You'll see this particular day this stock gapped down, huge gap down, open way down here. The low on this stock was 169.68. I'm getting that right out of this box over here. And the value of that yellow line was 169.67. Within 1 cent, it held that line and bounced that day for a huge bounce. It's not a support level, but it's where I look for stocks to try to hold. It's where I look if I'm short, say from here, this is where I'm looking to get out. I'm looking to move 2 levels, target 1, target 2, going up, target 1, target 2. The pink lines all represent places the stock has gone down to and bounced. This pink line is referencing this last pivot low. So as you're selling down into it, it may bounce again. If you get below it, then it becomes resistance. And that's all these lines mean. I just want you to know what they mean going forward. Thanks for watching the video. Let's get started.